Welcome, everybody. I am your host, Arctic.
I'm Poppet.
I'm Pandy.
And we're Fluffit We're live. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Fluffit We're live. We got a few things for you today. How to balance your mental health, work, and leisure. We also are answering a few questions and talking about some museums. In any case, we have a voicemail today. It's going to be a rather long one, and it's got some probing questions that hopefully we'll be able to answer for you today.
I don't want to be
Is
probed.
everybody ready?
Yeah, you do, Pandy.
What?
Heard you boys talking.
On that note, let's play the voicemail.
Hi, this is Lambo calling in from Melbourne, Australia.
I
I heard you have a segment on your show where us viewers can ask you some questions. And I guess I have a few questions I want to ask you. First of all, how are you all doing? Wonderful people. And
All right.
these questions are, I guess,
Doing okay.
for both of y'all, Mr. Arctic and Miss Poppet. All right, first question. What inspired you to start streaming on Twitch? And how did you come up with your channel names?
Okay, so do we want to just answer one after the other?
Yeah, we can just do that.
I think that might be a little easier.
Okay.
So what inspired you to start streaming on Twitch, and how did you come up with your names? Now, I believe I answered half of this in the last podcast. So essentially, I started out as a YouTuber, and it was really difficult. You know, I was doing 8 hours a day editing and, you know, doing this and that. It was really difficult to try to do all that and still keep a job and things like that. So then, like, I was like, well, hey, you know, maybe Twitch is easier. You know, you just stream, and then you don't have to edit or anything. It's all laid out there. Well, in the last episode, and if you haven't heard it yet, you should definitely go back and listen. But we found out that was not as easy as it seems. But that's pretty much how I started streaming. And I enjoyed it from the community and things like that. And that's kind of why I kept on going. As far as the name, I used to be Arctic Wolf. Way back in the day. Except I didn't know how to spell it. And because I was a small child. And I spelled it A-R-T-I-C.
Oh, it's adorable.
And so it was like Arctic Wolf. But then when I got older, I was like getting close to my teens. I was like, man, I need something cooler. You know, so what's cooler than that? I mean, honestly, kind of wish I would have kept Arctic Wolf, man. That was I didn't know it back then, but that was a dope
Arctic
name.
Shadow's pretty cool.
But
then I was like, you know, I need something dark and edgy.
But if you're Arctic Wolf, you can't be a Yeti. You have to be a wolf.
Right.
Right. So that's another thing that probably would have changed.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Which
I am
is pretty unique to you, being a Yeti. I don't see a lot of Yetis out there.
I'm Arctic Shadow, and then in real life, I developed the nickname the Yeti, and that's kind of how I chose my model. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Who's going next?
I can go.
Okay.
Inspired me to start streaming. Well, I actually just was joining a friend in their streams. They started streaming Player Guts, and we used to just play every day.
Shout out to Player Guts.
Yeah, I was super shy, so I was just the sidekick. We'd been playing some MMOs previously, and then we got into Overwatch, and I was his right-hand streamer friend, and people just were like, when are you starting your stream? And I was like, oh, I don't know. one day, maybe. Never. 'Cause I was terrified. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But funnily enough, Lambo and Guts and the Yeti, everyone ended up helping me out, and I did start streaming. As for my name, I've always been associated with the word puppet. It's just something I've always had reference to if I had an alternate name, persona sort of thing. And in gaming, I've always been puppet. It's just
Is
always
that also
seemed
your
cute to me.
persona?
My first. Stop.
Sorry.
Stop.
You had to go there. You had to go there.
You did it. Let me swish my tail at you. But I actually didn't want to be Little Puppet, but the name Puppet was already taken. So I was like, okay, I'm already going cute with Puppet. I might as well be Little Puppet 6. So here we are. Yeah, that's it.
Just a little puppet.
I'm just a little puppet.
Just a little puppet. Just a little,
Little
just right
puppet.
around.
And I'm still kind of sidekicks. But when I do stream by myself, I stream different games than what you guys usually do, or the Overwatch shooting pew pew pews. I'm usually pretty chill games, laid back kind of vibes. My music puts the Yeti to sleep. Anyway, that's me. What about you, Pandy? Why the Pandy? Why the fluff?
What inspired me to start streaming? Is a friend was not confident to stream themselves, so I'm like, I'll do it with you.
Yes, sir, President Panda. Sorry.
That's old. Yeah, that's old YouTube stuff. Thanks, man. So I guess that kind of helped with my streaming, but how it came, my name is very simple. My nickname has been Panda since like high school. So Panda. I'm fluffy. I'm fat. So there we go. And I like the vibe. There we go. That's the name. That's the whole reason. That's it.
So you essentially started with a friend. You said because they were afraid to do it alone.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's how I started.
Well,
don't really talk much anymore, but hey, it is what it is.
I was about to say, we all know what happened there. So we won't get too far into that. But yeah, it's fun to see where we've all come from, and how far we've gone. Yeah. It's fun to see where we can come, everywhere. But yeah, on that note, let's go ahead and go with the other question. Let's play that voicemail.
Second question. If you could only stream one game for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Ooh, that's rough.
What would it be?
Because my ADHD doesn't allow me to just stream the same game or play the same game over and over again. But I mean, I guess he's not saying play the game for the rest of your life, like you just stream it. So that's
stream
only
one
like
game for the rest of your life.
I think if I were to do that, potentially, I think probably Overwatch. I could do that.
It's like I'm at a restaurant and I haven't made up my mind yet. Go,
But I would
Pandy.
get
I'm still
really-
looking at the menu.
I would get really bored with it. I'll let you know that right now. That's why I'm a versatile streamer.
So
Variety gamer, if you will.
I mostly only stream Overwatch nowadays. It's like 90% of my content, so I can easily do Overwatch still.
Right.
I just get into a story game because like once the story's done, that's it. At least with a multiplayer game, I can. It's always a little bit different. So
right, yeah.
And Overwatch is something that is always different every time you play it.
Yeah.
You're gonna have
It
different
is.
games,
Yeah,
different characters coming out, different patch notes.
learning
That
new
sort of
characters,
Yeah.
you can always something to do. You can think of something. There's also like custom games. You can do a whole night of Pictionary. So
Well, see, I was thinking like Final Fantasy because then I
Ooh.
could still do dungeons with friends when I ran out of story.
that's a good one too, though.
Still get my jollies customizing my character and running around. You know, I don't know. I think that would be fun. But then it is only streaming, not just playing a game the rest of your life. I was trying to think of how I would be entertained with one game. I didn't think of it from a streaming perspective. I would say maybe Overwatch because it's fast moving.
Right.
The Final Fantasy is a close one.
Final Fantasy is actually a really good choice.
Well, you can still do things with friends, and you could just sit there and fish. I mean, I've done that before. I just sat around fishing.
It can be like a chick, have a chill stream with it. You can.
Yeah, you could talk while you fish. You could change your outfit. You
could even catfish. But anyways, the good thing is that we don't have to resort to
just
only
saying.
one.
Jokes aside.
Right. So we can choose whatever we want. I don't like to mix it up because I get bored doing the same thing over and over again.
Right.
I don't. So at least I got that going for me.
Right. Well, part of that for me is mental. And, you know, we're going to be talking about that later today.
We will. Oh my God.
So let's go ahead with the next question.
And why?
Oh,
outside of Twitch.
We already answered that, yeah.
What's your go-to way to unwind after a long stream? Outside of streaming?
Outside of Twitch, what's your go-to
way
to unwind after?
What's your guilty pleasure? Or hobbies?
Am I going too far? Sorry.
Yeah, that's
to unwind after a long stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he said, outside of Twitch, what's our go-to way to unwind after a long stream?
Well,
Ooh.
Masturbation. No, I'm just kidding.
God, you guys are really
okay, I'm just saying
tonight.
it is a good way.
You should know.
But
Usually. Okay. This is the thing. In stream, I am the one
moderator.
the moderator that keeps these guys on track. I feel like we're in stream right now. Normally you actually behave really well. The podcast. Mom, Dad, I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. No, this is why you the guys love us, and why I love you guys. And that is true. That's probably what they
it is
do.
a really great way to unwind. I'm just saying.
Right.
There we go.
Saying.
Lambo, you heard it here.
Listen to you haters out there that try to make it seem like it's a bad thing. Everybody does it. We know you do it. Chill out, dog. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to make it seem like it's a bad thing.
You do to unwind after a long stream?
Sleep.
So if
I know
I'm
what you
to
like to
answer realistically,
I mean that was, but
I would have to say, probably just due to scheduling restraints and things like that. Usually, I have to go to bed right after. But
you used to have a snack. You used to go down and have a little snacky snack time. It was like 2 in the morning.
Snack and then hang out with you and then maybe watch a movie with you or something.
Or you watch a couple of
or a show.
YouTube 15-minute shows just to
right.
And then I'm usually sleeping.
Right.
But that's how we unwind.
I'd always pick the ones that you were interested in first in the queue. So that you could get those watched, and then after you
we look at the
asleep,
playlist, I'm like, I'm gonna be asleep by then, so let's put your stuff on then. Yeah.
Right.
Generally, that's what happens after stream.
Yeah, and if I didn't work the next day, maybe have a little drink, maybe a little drinky drink, and then, just wind down, chill.
Yeah, honestly, it really depends on what we have planned the next day. Sometimes I have to go wash my hair.
Mm-hmm.
Like after we record this, I'm gonna go wash my hair and start drying it for work tomorrow. And
not only is it good to wash your hair
too.
out there, folks, it's good to wash your ass. Make sure you wash your ass.
Life lessons with Arctic.
Yeah. Ain't nobody want to smell your stanky ass.
I mean, that's
Andy, what do you do to relax after stream? After a long stream, it's pretty intense when you stream for a long time. I mean, that's a lot of multitasking. It's pretty tiring.
I mostly
It's a
just eat or sleep. That's it.
Eat.
Yeah, you kind of just
I like
want
to
to
eat
go
and
into a
then
comatose state and just kind of,
I usually have a glass of wine and
Mhm.
lay there.
And or I'll go for a
Kiss the
drive.
dogs.
I sometimes do that.
Hey, you do the Taco
Yeah.
Bell drive. Yeah,
Well, not
yes.
always Taco Bell. Sometimes just drive to drive, but
Mm.
Well, I'm out sometimes. It's like, well, I'm already out.
Mhm,
Right.
mhm.
I mean, that's a like a staple to any drive. When you're just
the
driving to
windows
drive and
down.
stop somewhere and get
Turn
you
the
something
music up.
yummy to eat.
And just sing. Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little drink. Well, not like alcoholic.
that kinda
Don't
drink.
drink and drive. I mean like
Like a
Baja
soda.
Blast or
Or
like a
like-
soda. Yeah.
Have a Red Bull.
I just wanted to
Just
clarify there.
Yes.
Because I was talking
about
about a drinky drink earlier. Yeah, not a
right,
sponsor.
right.
It's not the same drinky drink.
All right, next question. This sounds
Okay.
like he's got a lot.
Outside of streaming, what's your guilty pleasure or hobbies that you love? Other than gaming, I guess.
Other than game.
Music.
Yeah,
That's
I'd say
true.
music. Playing
I like
music.
to go to concerts. I like to. Oh, guilty pleasure. I like to eat good food. I like to travel, have a good meal, watch a good show.
Well, I think the definition of guilty pleasure is something that's potentially controversial or, in
Really?
the eyes of others, not a great thing, or
Like
might
listening
be
to
considered
Backstreet Boys.
silly. But
Well, I
you
mean, I
actually
was mainly
love it.
going to Vegas, watching Backstreet Boys. Just kidding.
Right, something like that. My guilty pleasure
Okay,
is
I got one. I
I
got one. Oh, you go on.
pop into some K-pop. Okay,
This is true.
like I will just blast some red velvet in my car, just jamming in the parking
And he
lot before I have to
dances
go
with
to
his
work.
hands.
hmm what was yours?
I make book nooks with little things,
Yeah.
and I listen to lots of music, and I garden. I literally touch grass. Mhm. But the book
Oh my
nooks is
gosh.
probably something not everyone knows about.
Right. That is a guilty
Little
pleasure,
mini-
touching grass.
Mini alleyways.
I can't
and
do it.
stuff.
It's too far.
Whatever. You live in a beautiful town that has trees and grass, and I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
Um,
We're great here.
It really is nice there.
I don't know if this is a guilty pleasure or not, but I really enjoy if I'm going to a drive-through. I like to just park and eat it right there in the car. It's a
Yes,
parking lot.
It's like
And I
he
like
gets
to
away.
I like to watch people as they like drive by and like think about like what's going on in their life right now. Like what are they doing? Where are they heading to right now? Kind of do that in malls too. Just sitting on a bench.
I don't know if I have
Right.
a guilty pleasure. Like, I don't think I have one. Kind of basic. I just like video games. I don't know what else.
Basic.
What's
He goes for
something?
drives.
What's something that
That's
you
your
would be
guilty
embarrassed
pleasure.
to tell
Drives.
somebody about?
Nothing. I don't care.
Mm. I feel that.
Oh, man.
I really get embarrassed often.
I guess what would be considered weird for the music I like is I like Windrose, which is like dwarven metal. So I guess that.
Hey, let's go. I love mixing all kinds of metals and stuff, and like I really love what's it called? Man,
He likes Middle Eastern harmonic minor.
harmonic
Pentatonic
minor is
scales.
what I like.
Yeah.
Like so Egyptian music, Indian music, Middle Eastern, that sort of thing. I don't know, it just does something to my insides.
Do you want to know something?
What?
So on the weekend, I was gardening,
Mhm.
touching grass, pulling
Right.
weeds
I
for
can't believe it.
hours. You know what I did? I was in the front yard and I opened my window and I put my speaker in the window because I didn't want to put in earbuds.
Let's
and
go.
so I blasted music through my window out into the front yard. I was one of those people. I did that.
Let's
I played
go.
my music to the world.
Well, I
Do you
know.
want to know what music I played? It was
Was
John
it?
Williams.
Was
We
what?
had Star Wars. We had
Oh,
Jurassic
yeah.
Park. It was blaring in my front ear.
That's how you
Wow.
unwind right there. We go back to that.
I was just like, look at all. I'm weeding. What are you going to do?
Considering the neighbors, I think that was the perfect choice.
It was great. Anyway, some Darth Vader music did come on at some point.
Let's
Wasted.
go.
Anyway, we should move on.
Next
This is
question.
confession time.
This is almost a whole podcast right here. God, let's go.
Right. Thanks, Lambo.
All right. Next question. Good evening and welcome to Arctic's Wizard Tech and Weather. I'm Arctic here with your latest spellbinding scoop on science, technology, and weather from around the globe. First up, Arctic sea ice hits record low. This winter, Arctic sea ice reached its lowest maximum extent in nearly 5 decades of satellite tracking. As of March 22nd, 2025, it spanned only 5.53 million square miles, about 30,000 square miles less than the previous low set in 2017. Scientists warn that the Arctic is warming 4 times faster than the rest of the world, impacting ecosystems, global weather, and sea levels. Speaking of the Arctic, how about snow in Texas? In April? A strong cold front is pushing south, set to drop rare April snow on West Texas. Cities like Amarillo and Lubbock might get up to 3 inches while still remaining satisfied. San Antonio will also feel the chill overnight, lows dipping into the 40s before warming later next week. New tech to monitor Arctic ice. Engineers have created a new autonomous platform designed to monitor the melting Arctic more accurately. These systems collect real-time environmental data, helping scientists understand and predict climate trends in the polar regions. NATO wants Arctic-proof drones. Hey now. You want Arctic-proof? I'll proof it for you. Anyways, as Russia and China increase their presence in the Arctic, NATO is racing to deploy drones that can withstand brutal polar conditions. With drones proving critical in Ukraine, the pressure is on to adapt them to sub-zero surveillance and defense. Big oil in the far north. Norwegian energy giant Equinor just launched oil production as its Johan Castberg field in the Barents Sea. Despite environmental concerns, the $8 billion investment is projected to pay for itself in under 2 years. Well, that wraps up this week's Arctic Wizard Tech and Weather. Stay enchanted, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next forecast. Back to you in the studio. And breathe. Woo-sa.
You guys have any plans for upcoming collabs or events that I guess your community can look forward to?
I have one.
Yeah?
Me too.
Oh.
March 29th, my new model debuts.
Yes. What games are you playing that night? Let me guess. Overwatch?
No. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big event. His new model debut.
Actually, I'm thinking I'm going to start with Monster Hunter because I modeled that character off my new models, so it'll be perfect.
Oh yeah, that's great. I love it.
And then we'll probably switch up games because I might do a longer stream that day, so.
Celebrate.
Celebrate. Celebration time. Come on.
Come on. Do. Anyway.
But otherwise, like collabs and stuff, I kind of just collab with everybody. I just don't care. So, you know.
We don't have anything special. I know we've been talking about maybe doing some Baldur's Gate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, recently we collabed with a Taurus Star Child.
Yeah, that was so fun.
That was really special. We're big fans. That was fun. But upcoming, not anything bigger than Pandy's debut. That's a really that's a big deal for a VTuber.
Yeah, he's got a really
new model.
big debut.
You wait like a year.
I've seen it.
Save your money. Oh my God.
Not that debut, Yeti. That's for the OnlyFans. Oh my God.
It's a big deal. That's what I'm saying.
He's kind of a big deal. So
put a little money in.
Listen,
you
I'm
have
just
to
a
get your
little guy.
artist. Your artist has to make it.
I'm just a little guy.
He's a little guy. But yeah, that's a big event. See you all there.
yeah,
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Do we have another question?
we sure do. Bring it back up here. So let's see.
All right, time for just some random questions. If you had to switch lives with any video game character for a day, who would it be, and what would you do?
Switch lives with another character. For a video game character.
For a day.
I already have my answer.
You should go first then.
I'm going to switch lives with Arvin from Pokemon because I can be in Pokemon for a whole day. Be great.
God.
Hell yeah.
He's
That
got a
would be
dog.
dope.
He's got a bit boss stiff, and like I can pet the doggo. Best day.
That would be pretty cool. I don't know.
This is switching
Well, but you
lives
go.
for a day, so you don't want to go somewhere that's.
But you go first.
I'm so torn. Can I say two?
I was thinking two as well, but now I think I have three.
No, stop. Okay. I was thinking, oh, this is so hard. I feel like there's one I really want, but I just can't remember. That's why it's hard. But I would love to be a Palico from Monster Hunter because they're so freaking adorable. And have you seen the food they cook? And they get to go do all the cool stuff with the hunter.
I mean, you're kind of like.
But
my
then I
little
was
Palico.
torn because my hunter character in Monster Hunter Wilds is pretty hot. And she's pretty kick-ass. Lie. But yeah, the Palicos. The thing is with the Palicos is they get to wear cool outfits as much as the hunter. But my other one I was even thinking was, what was it called? Nikki. The Nikki dress up game. Infinity,
yeah.
Mickey Infinity. Yeah. I just think the dresses are really fun. You get to fly around and twinkle toe, and that would be kind of fun. Just saying.
Now, if I can't die in this game, I would definitely, or this world, I would definitely pick a different game. But I don't want to die.
Okay.
I'm just a chef. I'd just be a cook in Monster Hunter.
Well, it depends because they didn't say that you would die. I mean, if you're switching lives with them in the video game, they respond, and then you
Switch
would respond
bodies
as well.
with a video game character.
So, okay, y'all can't laugh at me for the last one.
It's gonna be a girl, isn't it?
So,
I know.
So I would kind of like to be Dart from Legend of Dragoon. That would be really fucking badass.
Nice.
Like you could turn into a dragoon and like do all kinds of cool attacks and stuff. There's also an ice dude on there, but I can't remember their name. It's been a very long time. Another one would be pretty much
cool. He's cool. Wait, I'm looking at him. He's really cool.
Who, Dart?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's badass. You see his dragoon form?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's my boy. Explosion. Sorry. And then I would like to be in the Pokemon world. I'm not sure exactly who, but someone that would indeed have Pokemon. Definitely not Team Rocket, because fuck them.
If you really love Eevee, you would want to be Penny because all she has is Eevees. So
Hell yeah.
all she has is the evolutions. So
And you know, everybody's gonna probably get the wrong idea about this, but so let me explain why first.
Oh boy.
I think it would be very cool to be a mechanical engineer, be very good at video games, and be able to pilot
it's Diva.
a mech. Divas.
Was her mechanical engineer? And I'm like,
She's an underage girl.
She's not-
She's not underage.
Wikipedia does not count.
it's from
I mean, just
official
look at her.
Overwatch.
Yeah,
Just-
it's officially
just-
from Overwatch.
Of course, because they'd be like under lawsuits if they didn't. These, hey, to each his own.
But what does that mean? I'm switching
Whatever.
lives with
Floats
her.
your boat.
I'm not doing anything with her. I'm switching lives or
Lives.
bodies with her.
Mm-hmm.
So I would get to fly the mech. I would be
Mhm.
able to like work on the mech and things like that. Be
That's
able to
pretty cool.
play video games and be really good at it.
Yeah.
Do Le Seraphim stuff, you know?
Yeah, no, you can do that.
Some
yeah.
choreography. Get my dance on, you know?
Well,
Yeah.
everyone had a second answer, so I have a second one.
Okay.
I would be Sly Cooper for a day. I could be a master thief for a day. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You should steal me some money to take care of my debt.
I would never do that. Come on, Yeti. I would never steal.
Well,
That's
I mean,
crazy.
if you're Sly Cooper, you know.
Well, yeah, but like I would never steal. Obviously, I'm a master thief.
Right,
I'd
right.
never do that. Never would do that.
So anyways, so that's that. Y'all can
Do we
make
have
draw your own conclusions, but I have my reasons.
Listen, it's you get to pilot a mech. I knew. That's cool.
Yeah. That's cool as fuck, dude.
Very
Okay.
cool.
All right. So next question.
And what's your go-to snack while streaming?
This is an
Ooh.
easy one for you guys, right?
Baja Blast for a drink, right?
Mhm.
Well,
Garditos if I'm looking for a mixed snack, or Sour Patch Kids. Also, if I'm having any sort of chip, I do not like grease
He doesn't know.
or
It
anything on my controllers, keyboard, and or mouse.
must be eaten with chopsticks. Or, no, I got it. You know what he does? He just pours it into his mouth.
I do. I
Straight
put it
from
in
the
a mason
source.
jar. And it's easier if it's something like Cheetos or something
Those
that will like
fingies
easily
don't
pour in
touch
your
it.
mouth. And then I just pour it into my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Poppet knows 100% because like
I mean, we're talking anything. Sour gummies,
I have
Sour Patch Kids. He
Yeah.
just pours them into his mouth.
I have a controller that I keep at her house, and I
Yes.
came over one day and I was like, why is it sticky? What is
Why
on
is
here?
it
I started
sticky?
freaking out and
There's stick
I
on
broke
it.
out
I'm
the
like,
Lysol
there's
wipes and
stick on
started
it.
wiping it down. I do not
True.
like sticky things.
I do not like sticky
my-
things,
On
Sam.
my
I am.
controller and keyboard and
Mhm.
mouse and things like that. But yeah, I would say those are my favorite little snacky snacks. What about you, Pandy?
drink wise, if I have the choice, it's some Live Wire. I love Mountain Dew Live Wire. I love
Ooh,
orange, I guess.
I like that one.
I don't usually tend to eat while I stream, so air. I don't know.
Okay, how about snacks when you're just chilling, you know?
Oh, I go get Taco Bell after stream. So
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
more than like a meal, I feel
Um,
like, you know, like
I love some Chex Mix, like bold Chex Mix.
hey, let's
Right there.
go. I can't eat Chex Mix, but that's probably why I chose Garditos.
Yeah,
'Cause it's like
close.
It's like
Got
Chex Mix.
Everything but the nuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have usually an array of drinks next to me when I stream. I like to be set up. I have a drawer behind me, a stream stash, which has like chocolate, gummy bears, gummy rings, all kinds of snacky snacks.
And I love it when we're streaming under the same roof because she always just like
I'm always prepared like that, and
She
he's
always
like,
brings me
looking
little
around, and I'm like,
gifts.
I got this.
little gifts. Of
But I usually have a
chocolate
Red
and
Bull and a coffee and a Propel water.
snacks. Oh, this
next to
girl
me.
wired.
And then I just pass out straight to sleep. I can sleep after all that caffeine.
I wish.
It's really not healthy. And I also have a bag of dog treats, not for me, but because the dogs need a little snacky snack. But my go-to food if I'm streaming, I also like to have usually some crackers. What's the
Ritz?
cracker I love again? Remember?
Just
You talking
saltine
about Ritz?
crackers.
No, it's Arctic. What is it?
Ritz?
No, they're not Ritz. They're the ones that we love recently. I can't remember.
Oh, the like the ranch and one.
Yes,
There's a ranch one.
yes.
Shit.
You see? I forgot. Brain freeze. Anyway,
Um,
I have some like sour cream and ranch flavored crackers. They're like baked crackers or something.
Cheese It Grooves.
Oh, there we go. Cheese It Grooves, yes.
Mhm.
And I
Not a
like
sponsor.
those with like cheese and salami. I usually like do a little stacky stack and can eat that quickly between games or when I'm dead in a game, usually.
You know what I actually really like is Ritz chips, but the last time I had them, they gave me a really bad headache, and I think it's because there's too much sodium. But I really
They do
love
have
the
this little
texture.
The buttery flakes. Mm-mm.
Yeah, the texture and the crunch.
What texture?
Usually you can tell if we're snacking when our mouths are moving, but we're silent. We mute
Yeah.
while we eat.
Right.
I think we got one
Yeah.
more question from this.
One
Yeah,
more.
one
Yeah.
more. Let's go ahead and do it.
All right, last question. What's the biggest goal you have for your channel in the future?
Mm.
All right, that's all the questions from me. I say all right a lot. Hope you all have a
Alright.
wonderful
Right.
day.
All
And-
right.
Yeah.
All right,
this is
all right,
the
all
Rambo,
right.
and thank you for answering the questions. Bye bye.
Bye now.
Bye.
It's pretty cool. We're getting calls from Melbourne, Australia, don't you think? I think that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
That means
Um,
we're
so-
international already. Let's go.
Right.
Yeah.
So we are working on a way for international people to call directly, but we kind of have a sideways way of doing it at the moment. So if you did want to reach out to us and leave us a voicemail, if you're international,
It
shoot
is
us an
possible.
email,
Mhm. Or
and we'll
DM.
work with you on getting that done. Or if you know us personally, or whatever, you can message us in Discord.
Or let us know in channel if we're streaming. Let us know.
Right.
We make it happen.
Rise up lights.
So-
All right.
What's the biggest
So-
goal you have for your channel in the future? So I'm not sure
are
if
we-
he's
wait.
referring to podcast channel or
Yeah, that's what I was
stream
about to
channels.
ask.
How about we do
What about?
each of our streams and then one thing we have for the podcast?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess
Um,
I'll start
Silence.
also for stream at least. Now that my model will be debuting, my big goal for this year is to like kind of brand off of it so everything like matches. So that's my goal, is branding. That's what I'm here for. So
Mhm.
getting new emotes, overlays, more customized to like myself. So what we're here for. That's the goal.
This channel, my channel, and all the things that I'm associated with. My biggest thing is making a safe space where people can hang out and enjoy the content. And just cheering people up, you know, spreading the love. There's too much negativity in the world. And, you know, I just want to maybe bring a little positivity to someone's day.
Oh, let's go.
Maybe make them laugh or something.
Or, you know what? Even if we are negative, maybe you can relate and then we can bond off that. Look at that. See?
Mm-hmm.
A positive even in the negativity.
Yep.
But, yeah, money's nice, but that's honestly the reason why. It's just to bring light to someone's day. So that's my biggest goal, is to be able to get better at what I do, to be able to entertain and bring light to someone's day a little better.
Heck yeah. I think we all agree on that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to make sure you guys are smiling wide over there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my goal for this channel and my Twitch channel is to be consistent so that I can even support, you know, and learn more about editing. So Arctic, you're not doing so much, and finding that balance, because, you know, I did start a new job and I have not streamed quite as much. So my goal is to stream more and be more consistent. And, you know, that's kind of what we're talking about next is, you know, that balance between work, streaming, and the mental health and, you know, physical health. And how do we balance all that? Because that's kind of what I'm trying to do. And that's why my goal is be more consistent, show up, but still do that within the boundaries of what's healthy for me and you guys. You don't want me to show up if I'm not in a good frame of mind. That's not good for anybody, and vice versa, right? Like, you're still not doing anyone any favors if you show up and it's painful.
Oh, the misery.
Or so yeah.
Welcome to another installment of Passions with Pandy. I'm your host, Pandy, with a new look, and we're actually talking about more passion notes. 2 in a row. Crazy. Today we're talking about Survive, going over some of the things. If you want more in detail, we'll be posting a link to all the patch notes, so prepare for that. But first things first, we gotta talk about Eva, the new hunter being added. They have the Kiss of Death passive. Executing or standing on enemy which heals Eva and lowers her remaining cooldowns. Her attack, Corrupted Tether. Hold on an enemy to connect a beam that damages them. Hold on an ally to heal them. You can use to heal and move Eva's Orb of Argos. The right bumper. Not right bumper. Right mouse button. Orb of Argos. Launch an abyssal orb that heals allies and damages enemies. Orb effect area grows based on its health. Orb loses health to heal allies and gains health when damaging enemies. Orb can be healed with Eva's Corrupted Tether. So, kind of like, I guess, the yin and yang type of thing. You do some damage, get bonuses for that, healing. So kind of cool, interesting. Her dash briefly ignores projectiles and gains decaying movement speed. Ekin, fire out Eternal Tendrils that drag enemies and orbs towards Eva while applying anti-heals. That's her Q. Beckham. And her ult, Sinner's Embrace. Throw an abyssal oculus that binds all enemies in an area. If you leave the area before the oculus expires or is destroyed, they are stunned and damaged. Enemies can destroy the oculus. So it's basically, if Eva ults you, you're gonna want to fight them, or like you want to destroy the oculus as fast as you can. You'll also just fight them. But if you leave you have the risk of you're gonna be stunned, you're gonna be damaged, you might just die. So I don't know, that one's pretty cool. We're also, big change, we had squad and duo queues. Those are both gone. We are now have only trio queues for the battle royale, which is the main mode. So there's a bunch of changes with the trio mode, but the basically they think for the health of the game, trios is the way to go. I kind of agree with that, because I think splitting up quads and duo queues will make queue times longer, and I think they can balance it better with just one mode for this battle royale. So there also is custom games, they're adding that, so now we have that as well. There is a new season of ranked, so get prepared for that if you are into ranked. With the new arc, we'll be doing a soft rank reset, meaning everyone gets squished down and we get to see a new climb to the top in the trios world. So basically, quick summary, there's new ranks, new rewards, but basically how they do the rank system is you put in some points. I think it's called RP in this. Don't know exactly, but basically put the points in. Oh yeah, rank points, RP, yeah, rank points. So basically put some rank points in, and the higher you place, you can either get those points back so you don't like drop in rank, or you can go higher, and that's how you basically get to other higher ranks. First place gives you 40, second 30, third 25, fourth 20, fifth 15, sixth 10, seventh 10, eighth 10, ninth 5, 10th 5. How the points go for what you like will get back. So that is basically the whole gist of this. There are some other hunter changes, there's some item changes. Rotating store is gone. They're updating the battle pass. There's a lot of changes. There's so much changes, honestly, in this arc too. Definitely recommend checking out the video that will be in the description of this podcast. I hope you guys do check it out. I love this game. I think you guys will too. That's all been for me. I've been Pandy, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of Pastors with Pandy. Bye-bye!
And that's kind of been same thing for me, you know. Of course, we're not going to get too into personal matters or things like that, but we've had some pretty serious things going on in life. You know, everybody's okay, so you don't have to worry about that sort of thing. But you know, life throws some curveballs sometimes, and I too have a new job, and things have just been a little rough. So haven't streamed in 2 months, other than like a day to let everybody know I was still alive, because it's been a really big struggle trying to get back into that you know, schedule of work and stream.
Well, and to be fair though, your stream, you were the midnight
right.
crew. Like you streamed until 2 or 3 in the morning, and I join in, and because you didn't start work until later, but that's changed. So the schedule, your whole body clock has had to change. And
well, it's not just
people that
because
tune in at that time, you know, are different.
I could easily change my stream schedule, but the problem is my new job is throwing me all over the place. You know, I'm doing morning shift, mid shift, you know, closing shift. It's crazy. Like,
I was crazy.
I never know.
And then the physicality of it, coming home and having your feet wanting to fall off. Is it worth, you know, what point do you say I need to rest? Or I need to go stream. Like that is my outlet sometimes. That's where we just relax and play games and be with our community. That in itself is a great stress relief as well, and an outlet
it really is.
for emotions and for both them venting to us and us venting to them. You know, it's a two-way street sometimes in that way.
And it's been sad because like lately, we haven't even been able to play video games, Papa and I. And it's been really sad because you know, that's like our outlet at the end of the day.
It sounds weird saying that. But that's what we did last night. We were like, let's pour a glass of wine and just let's relax. Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice. But you know, if it's a rough balance because you try to be the you that you are at work and then come home and then you just need to decompress, and then sometimes you don't even have time to decompress, and then it's almost like working two jobs back to back whenever you're working and streaming. It makes it a little difficult sometimes, especially whenever you need to sleep, and over time it kind of gets to your mental, and you know, I think
because you don't want to feel like you're not succeeding too. But even like streaming aside, there's all sorts of facets of life that you have. You know, mental health. We have our relationships with extended family, close family. We have work life, work relationships. There's leisure, guilty pleasures. And I think sometimes we get disappointed if we can't fit that all into one day. But really, that's a lot. How do we balance all that? I don't know. I'm still working on it.
I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that we're still on an archaic societal standard for how work should be. You know, we've come a long way since the times when everybody was like, we need to hoe the fields or we're going to die. You know what I mean? I mean, we still kind of got to do that, but
we have technology.
Specific ways to do it. We have technology and things like that.
But you know, isn't that school too? Like school is, you know, 7:30 or 8 o'clock till 3.
Spend 8 hours of your day. It's even more than 8 hours of your day. Because there's only 24 hours of the day. We're supposed to sleep 8 hours. We're supposed to work 8 hours. And then what's left for, you know, what's left? That's 16 hours out of 24.
Pooping for how many hours? You know, we got things to do. Yeah, it is a balance.
And to be fair, with those
think about all this
8 hours of work, you know, we counted the commute to work and then back.
Preparing for work, getting your clothes done, you know, getting clean afterwards.
And I have severe adult ADHD, and it causes me to be it's very difficult for me to like keep schedules and things like that, and I have absolutely no concept of time. So trying to balance all those things is very difficult for me, and I have like a million alarms for everything.
Thank you, Alexa. Not a sponsor.
She'll hear you.
It's true. She responds to me. He has to make me talk on his speaker on the car speaker to get it to give him directions.
Yeah, it's really weird because it won't listen to me while I'm on
dictate
a call.
a text. He's like, dictate this to. That's crazy. Anyway, we digress.
But yeah, so that's really difficult, and you know, there's just a lot along with that is you know, executive dysfunction disorder. So even when I do have time to do things, sometimes I feel like I'm just kind of locked inside my own self, and it takes a lot to be able to get out, and sometimes I need help from those around me, which I appreciate both Papa and Pandy, because they've been there to help me out of that a few times. Well, more than a few times, but and it can be difficult trying to do a steady life like that. And of course, there's emotional dysregulation as well. And then, having all of that on top of trying to work, make sure you sleep, make sure you eat.
I feel like sleep
like
has been the most important thing.
It's
Eating
like
well,
trying
sleeping well.
to
Take
play
care of the
life on hard
necessities.
mode. That's pretty much what it's like for me. But a good advocate, I feel like, for mental health awareness is my friend Pandy over here.
Hello.
You have anything you'd like to say or talk about?
Well, you know what? We'll talk about my mental problems because I don't care. I'm very open with it. I have schizoaffective disorder, so I have schizophrenia and a mood disorder. Mine's bipolar. Let's go. I also have insomnia, but I like to snack while I can't sleep, so I have insomnia.
Same, but the same.
But I have a struggle with just doing basic everyday things most of the time. So that's why I got on disability, because I am crazy in the head, but that's okay. So to balance everything out with my mental health and trying to make sure I take care of myself, I do things in like small bursts. So I do like one thing, then I take a break, play video games to distract myself, or listen to music. Then I go back to work, and I have the capability of doing things in small bursts because schedule-wise, I can't do that. So,
man, that would be nice because, like, for me, if I do things in small bursts, I'll do one thing and then I'll say I'll come back to this later. Nope. Whatever happened, I don't know what happened. Yeah, it's gone now. So, like, if I'm doing a project, I gotta do it.
But when
he
focuses hard, like to the point where I'm like, you're gonna burn out or explode if you don't step your eyeballs away. Blink.
Yeah.
That's why I do small projects, right? So like if I have to clean like the house, right? I'll split up into small projects. Like I'll do this section here, and then I'll go to the next section. So I can take breaks so I don't burn myself out with
Do you have to like write a list? Do you write yourself a list?
Yeah.
I'm a big like
I need a list
schedule.
so I can
check it off.
Yeah.
As I do it, or else I'll
Alright,
forget.
let's go. But then like what helps me also with, because my biggest way to steal my mental problems is distraction. So I have streams, so thank you guys to come in the streams and stuff. This podcast, one of the other things. Just talking with friends. So when I get that time, I take that time. So at least luckily for me, I don't have really a work life besides stream. Technically is a job, but it's so fun that it doesn't feel like a job. So a little bit easier for me to balance out everything because I'm crazy in the head. I have a doctor's note.
Right. Same.
Well, I'm no professional, but if there's anything I've learned, it's like life just doesn't. You can't control everything in life. Like, Arctic thing, it throws curveballs at you, and Pandy, you too. You can't predict some things who your family is going to be either.
Right.
You're born with them. And every
that's
family
a whole
has problems.
podcast story about that.
Right. Every family has problems. Every person has problems. And we just don't know. We don't know what everyone's going through. Never judge, never assume. You really don't know. I know no one knows everything I'm going through, or Arctic, or Pandy, even though we're pretty
you don't
open.
know who the person walking down the street, what they're going through. Be kind out there, motherfuckers.
Right. And so the one thing I've learned is like, I could stress all day about this stuff, but life's too short, and focus on the things you can control. Like, I can control what I put in my mouth, so I'm gonna have good food. You. I can control that. Thank you. Like good food, right? Eat well. I can control what I watch, what I play. There's things that you can control. And so take a hold of those and relish that and control what you can and just let go the things that you can't and accept that. And it's okay. Just let it go. Don't hold on to it in anger or frustration.
I will also say something that helps me. It's hard at times, but I always try to look for the positive in things, even if it's super negative. There is always some slight positive in it. So
there's got to be some positive.
There's always something with it, you know. Like, I one time I hit a deer when I was driving, which was bad. Not much positive to that, but I had to get my car fixed anyways, so I got all done at once. There we go.
Right,
there you go.
Positivity. And that's a mindset, like, and sometimes it is hard, especially with depression, anxiety, a bunch of other mental issues.
You'll never be perfect. Don't try to aim for perfection. It's impossible.
Exactly. Right. And that's why I'm saying all those list of things, like even today I had a list of things and I was a little frozen because I was like, I have so many, I'm not going to get it all done. And I was like, pop it. You're not going to get it all done. Just it's okay. Chill out and just get what you can done and be happy with what you've got. And if you're not happy now, you're not going to be, nothing's going to make you happy. You can't say, I'm going to be happy when this happens and this happens and when the stars align. Then I'll finally be happy when I have money. Because then you'll wake up and you're 80, 90 years old and you're still waiting for that day for everything to be perfect so you can be happy. So
be happy in the now.
Gotta be happy now, no matter what.
Listen, Master Oogway taught me many things. All right, he may be a turtle from a kid's cartoon, but he told me many things. You can't change the past, you can't predict the future, but enjoy the present because it's a gift.
Because it's a gift, but it's so true. You have to be.
It really is.
Or you'll spend your whole life
Thank you, Master Oogway.
Miserable. Blaming other things. And just be happy.
I just want to say real quick, none of us are, medical health professionals or anything like that.
We just deal with it.
If you
we're humans, though.
If you are struggling right now, I want you to listen to me. Life is kind of like circles. If you're having a really rough time right now, it's going to circle back around and things are going to be good again. If you feel like you've hit rock bottom, it's going to be okay.
Okay.
It's going to be okay. And if nobody else out there is telling you right now, I want to tell you that I am proud of you for being able to go through every day with the issues that you've been having. Whether people have noticed or not, I'm proud of you. And you can keep on doing it. And if you need help, don't just close up. Ask somebody for help. If you don't have any friends or family around that you feel comfortable with, there's people out there. You can even text them now. You can text a therapist.
That's true.
This would be a really good segue if we were sponsored by that one thing that we keep hearing about all the time. But seriously, you have sources out there if you need to talk to somebody. But I digress, and I will say it's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Things will get better.
Also,
and be happy
somehow
in the now.
It all works out.
I will say,
and
if you are going for a therapist or psychiatrist, if it's not working, don't be afraid to switch. That's the biggest problem, is people get a therapist, they don't like it, and they quit therapy entirely. Try someone else. It'll help.
Yeah, because it's kind of like a relationship. If you're not
crazy,
if you're not vibing well with that person, then you shouldn't be with that person. There's many other therapists out there in the sea, if you will.
Find the one for you, because then it actually does help. I had that problem. My first one did not get along with, and I thought about quitting therapy entirely. Then I found a new therapist, and I'm like, oh, so this is what's actually like.
Yeah, you'll find that one that just clicks.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
big
oh,
difference.
Sometimes the thought of getting a therapist too can be intimidating and scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, make that step. That's a lot of people and ways to help if you need help.
Mm-hmm. It is. It can be a little scary, but
and you know what? Tell us, what are your ways of coping? How do you balance? Everyone's doing this balancing act.
Everyone's
we're just all human beings out in this world together.
Well, some of us are human
We're all
beings.
balancing. You could have millions of dollars and you're still doing a balancing act. You could, be unemployed and wondering how you're going to pay for your next meal. That's a balancing act. But we're surviving, and I'd love to know your coping ways, ways of coping mechanisms. How do you survive? How do you balance it all?
Also, I will say, Yeti, just because we're not all some celestial, okay, it doesn't mean...
I'm just saying we accept all walks of life, okay?
He's not a panda either.
Not just the human beings.
I'm just a little bean. I'm just a little guy. All right.
Just a bean.
Just a little guy.
A little guy.
Also, you should know that one time we were driving in the car and there was a lady walking down the street that looked really, really sad, like she was crying. And he put the window down and he yells out, "It's going to be okay."
I did. She
real.
looked so sad.
He's like, "Did she hear me?" I'm like, "I don't know." She was probably like, didn't hear the words, but she was like, "What is that guy yelling out the window at me?" That really did
He's
happen.
going to be
So if you weren't smiling before, you should be now.
And circling back, that's kind of my reason for going and streaming and stuff, to make people smile and make people realize that there's more to life than the negativity.
Very true.
So,
and also, it's a good thing with relationships. Relationship with friends and family. I always try to make at least one day per week that I just spend time with my friends or family, whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we actually got done just now tonight with
family game night.
Family game night, yeah.
And even on family game night, we're like, we try to never miss this, no matter what.
Right.
I'm driving back from doing my thing, and others are driving in. We might come late, but we are there. And wouldn't dream of missing it unless we stuck on a mountain and have no reception and wish we had a satellite phone. Like your dad said.
Exactly. But yeah, it's really enjoyable too, because it's once a week, and I feel like everybody can put aside once a week to at least reach out
be
to
with
the ones
loved
you
ones,
love. Yeah.
whether it's family or friend, whatever your relationship quo is,
or the girl or the guy, whoever.
Or a girl or a guy or
whatever.
You know what? Go
get
on
that
walkies
date
with
night.
your dog even, and set a time for you and relationship, but whatever it is.
And
Did you
that
hear
even
me,
goes
Abby?
forward
I
with
see you, Abby. You're looking at me.
with like relationships, you get stuck in that rut and you're just living your daily life, going to work, coming home, that 8 hours and then 8 hours to sleep thing. And you pick a date night, watch a movie with your significant other, maybe go to a museum.
Yeah, Arctic was our date night.
It used to be Sunday nights. It used to be their date night.
Yeah.
Anime Sunday nights, and now that's when
Now
we
that's
record.
our recording, yeah. But we definitely do need to pick some time, because we're actually champions of Supervive.
Yes.
We got a winning streak going on. I don't know if we'll still be, since it's been so long since I've played, but
I don't know. I played last night. I was popping off. I was doing my thing.
Triple Tuesday. There you go.
Tuesday.
But I did want to. We are approaching into time here, and I did want to leave it on a heavy positive note. Talking about museums. Museums are pretty dope. And I'd like for us all to be able to go to a museum one day. I know the last one that I went to, I don't know if anybody's heard of Kosai. before, but it's a science museum, not a sponsor. But it's a really cool place, and it's something that I remember as a child, and it kind of, stuck with me up until now. And it's really cool to get kids into STEM, which, if you don't know what that is, it's science, technology, and math. Engineering, that's what it is.
Engineering, English, and math. The thing is, we went to this museum. You hadn't been in a while, but we went out. We were like, you know what? It closes in 2 hours. We're still going. We haven't been in forever. And I'd never been to Kosai before, and you were telling me all about it. And the Yeti weatherman over here loves science and all those things. So we went, and it might have been a frantic couple of hours. We tried to see as much as we could, but it was just really enjoyable to. Even though it reminded us of, childhood, because that's generally when you go with school. It was really interesting. It was really fun. And it got me thinking, where are all the museums? How many people, do we still go to museums? And,
Yeah, because
it's fascinating how much they've changed. Like the technology in there is really cool versus when I was a kid.
Yeah. I feel like when the movie Night at the Museum came out, I feel like a lot of people
I feel like museums are way more popular.
But I've never been to that museum though. Which one was that?
Either.
That's the it's in New York, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I think the first one is because I know one was at the Smithsonian, which that one
Oh,
I want to go
Was
that
that
one day.
Ben Stiller?
I want to go there.
Yeah.
Let's go there. I've never been
Yeah,
there.
we should go. You always said you wanted to go to New York, and it's so
Yes.
beautiful in New York.
I've
Let's
never
do
been
it.
to New York.
Let's do
That would
it.
be awesome.
Pandy,
I've never
you
been to
coming?
New York either, but the Smithsonian is in Washington D.C. That's what I want to go to.
Fluffit goes on the road trip to New York.
Oh my God, we
See
could
it
do
now.
like a vlog. That would be really
Yeah.
hard to not get our faces and stuff in there, but we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
I'll have to wear a panda mask. They'll never know.
Yeah. We'll hire 3 paid actors.
Listen,
Oh,
Oh man,
as long as there's no salamanders, we'll be okay.
right. We got 3 paid actors up in the front, and like 2 buff ass dudes and a sexy woman, just like, looking like our models.
See a tail.
This is us, guys.
That's totally
How's it
us.
going?
Yeah. But I will say for
No way.
the last time we talked about like, leisure and stuff, I love going to museums. They're just fun. It's a good time.
Yeah.
I remember one time going to a museum, we had like the Titanic like section for a while. Like
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and
yes, that was at his.
Yeah,
the
there was one at
Kosai.
the
They had
Kosai, yeah.
Titanic.
yeah, so like
That's cool.
I will say like our museum's kind of cool because like they'll have like special events you can like go to. So with Titanic, I died. I got a character. I got like
no.
a person that was on the ship, and it's like you're a male this age. I'm like, yeah, I'm dying. I died.
Jack, no,
So
Jack, come back.
like that was cool, and it's like
go, Jack.
Don't let go. Sorry.
and then like at our museum as well, they have like a whole section of like the old streets of my location, so like you can like see how it
Oh,
was
That's
back
different.
in the day.
Oh,
so.
that is really cool. And that's another thing with technology growing.
And you're kind
as
of
it
in a very
is,
historical sort of
museums.
town, so that would be really cool.
Yeah, we
Museums are so much cooler with the technology that we have today because we have like 3D modeling and like LiDAR systems and things like that to show what it used to be like, and I think that's really awesome.
Well, the last time I went back to Australia, I went to the museum. It was right next to the university I went to, and it's in the city, like right on the river in the city, Brisbane, by the way. I don't care about exposing that. Brisbane, Australia, and they have the museum and the art museum, and all of those have lots of activities, but I went up to it, and there was currently the largest dinosaur recorded and it on display there. I can't remember what it was called, but it was the largest dinosaur in history. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna go see this one.
That's
And
gonna
it
be me
was-
one day.
Whatever. It was big, but it looked more like I thought it would be like a scary T-Rex kind of thing, but it was not. It was more like duck-billed, ginormous. It was pretty cool. I got pictures of that. Maybe I'll put some in here.
What, are you talking like a Platysaurus Rex?
It was huge. I'll look it up, and don't worry. I know an IT dude that will put it up on this podcast.
Yeah.
But here was the thing. This is what I thought was hilarious. You know those inflatable T-Rex costumes? Like the inflatable ones that people wear? Yeah. I look in and I see all these inflatable T-Rexes just running around. I'm like, what is going on?
That's beautiful.
That is the funniest thing I've ever seen at a museum. And they did it every now and again. They ran from the outside to the inside. They were running around all inside, and I don't know. It was just pretty funny. I thought, oh, that's a really fun way to engage with the kids and try and get people in there. Because I was like, I've never seen anything like this before. What am I witnessing?
I do want to give a quick
warning. It must have
warning.
been like 7 T-Rexes, just running around. It was really funny.
A quick warning to anybody who wears those inflatable suits: be careful. Because this morning I was scrolling on Instagram.
Too many Instagrams.
And I saw this lady going around and she had fart spray. And there's like this intake valve or something on the vent, rather. An intake vent on the inflatable suits where it pulls air in from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
And she had fart spray. And she would spray it right on the intake vent.
Aww.
And then you would see the person in the inflatable suit turn and look, and then immediately they start trying to rip off the suit, and they can't because it's zipped up in the back, and they're just flailing around. And I'm like, oh my God, that's awful.
That's just mean. Don't do that.
So mean. So be wary out there. Okay. Always watch your back vent.
If you're in an inflatable, watch your back.
You know, always watch your back vent. Because also be useful just at all times, if you know what I mean.
Watch your back vent, folks.
Be a karate T-Rex. Anyway.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, but there was still some things that were the same as when I was there as a kid, like preserved body parts of animals in jars still, which seemed really archaic after I'd been
penises?
to the... I told you there was no penises in there.
Penis?
They have a penis museum.
He's already asked me this.
They have that, but that's not there.
They do have one. It was just animals like baby, fetuses and all sorts of strange things of like koalas.
Baby penises? Is that what you said?
I did not. F is a fetus.
You
fetus.
definitely said.
Do you see what I live? This is why do I talk?
Because it's funny.
Anyway, it seemed archaic next after we'd just been visiting the zoo, which had the live animals,
Right.
There surely is anyway, but historically, I guess it's good to show this is how we learned about bodies. This is how we learned about plants.
I feel like that's kind of messed up though. Like, what do you show them first? Do you show the dead animals in a jar, or do you show the live animals? Like, hey, there you go. I feel like showing the dead ones would be better because like this is what they look like, when they're dead, and like the old ones. And then you're like, all right, everybody, let's go see some live ones. I feel like that's more positive.
Well, honestly, I did the live first, and I didn't even realize they still had those formaldehyde jar things until I went there, and they're like, "What is it?" I'm like, you're right. This is really strange. We just took pictures holding a koala, and here's a baby one in a jar. Like, it felt weird.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I can understand why
first.
People first come to the country. They wanted to preserve. That's how we know.
Do the
they
negative
kept record. There was no
first
digital
and then the
photos.
positive.
Anyway, that part for me was a little strange. Surely there's modern ways of preserving images now. But other than that, yeah, everything was great. But I think I want to try and have a goal wherever I travel to go see that city's museum. I think that's one of my travel goals.
Well, you gotta come back to Panda Land. We can all go to the museum.
Yeah, let's do it.
We should all go to the one in New York as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the one in Washington, D.C. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We also need to go
museum. We're going
to the forest in Washington. That one's pretty cool. That one with all the moss and stuff.
Oh, Washington State. Yeah, Oregon and Washington. That would be really fun. Yeah, the whole rainforest.
So basically, we have a lot of plans there.
We have
our viewers.
We do.
Our listeners.
Yeah. If you'd like us to vlog it, send us some money for travels.
Please, he's honest.
Because we're broke.
Hell yeah, we are.
Oh.
I think that'll do it for this podcast. What do you guys?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. If you want to call in, again, for the international people, reach out to us via email and we'll work something out with you.
Yeah,
that's going to be Fluffit. What is it? Fluffit Live at glacial-entertainment.com. And then for people within the United States, you can dial 701-205-1501. Again, that's 701-205-1501. And get your questions answered. But yeah, that does it for our podcast there. I hope y'all enjoyed. We'll put our socials up here. You can find Pandy at Fluffy Panda Vibes.
That's pretty much it, yep. At the moment.
You find me at Arctic_Shadow. That is spelled ARCTIC_Shadow. You can find Puppet at Little Puppet 6. Is it 06 or is it just 6?
No, it's just Little Puppet 6.
Yeah. And then, of course, we'll have up here our Fluffit socials, which, like I said, life has been a little crazy, so we're trying to get those up and running.
We're getting the balance. But thanks for tuning in and being there for us and supporting us as we, start this venture.
Yeah, this is a journey. We weren't really... we didn't really know what was going to happen or how to really do it. We're just kind of doing it along the way and enjoying it along the way.
Yeah.
Along the way.
We literally just said fluff it. And there we go.
Yeah.
Fluff it.
We're live. Thanks for tuning in, folks, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bop-be-doo-be-da, bop-doo, bop-be-doo-be-doo, beep-boo, bop-be-doo-be-doo, beep-be-doo-doo, beep-be-doo-beep-beep.